Today is the 28th day of October 2022. Welcome to my podcast. My name is Vaso Obaseki, and I'm sorry that I'm laughing. It's just so funny what I'm going to talk about. It's an immense pleasure to be here. For real, I don't take it for granted, and I just want to diss you guys what's making me laugh so badly. Like, I'm just laughing out. Okay. So, I was just scrolling through my system, and very unusually, I actually, I hope she doesn't, well, it's your problem if you hear it. Okay, I had muted some people's status because all they were just talking about was hair, clothes, this, that. And I'm not saying this particular person is one of them, but this information is not necessary. Anyways, so I was just scrolling through my system, my WhatsApp, and I saw some statement. I'm like, let me even see what this girl has been up to. An old friend of mine, she refused to marry me. I hope you are hearing me. He refused to marry me, but I'm just joking. She posted something, and this is what she posted from Twitter. The person, some lady, some girl on Twitter. I'm not even sure this one has. Anyways, let me not talk about this. I didn't come with violence today. She said, avoid marrying the family breadwinner, babes. Especially if the family grew up in struggling and he has pulled them out of it. Abort mission. And the person who posted it on her status said, people who just open their mouth, wow. God have mercy upon us. Okay, and then the rant began. She said, in my last post, all I see is a highly entitled person who lacks empathy. And for others, it's easy to say things like that until life throws you in the breadwinner position. Then you realize that the love for your family is deep, and you never let them suffer, especially when you can help the situation. And anyone who cannot see, understand that clearly doesn't hold the same values as you and doesn't belong in your life. I agree that boundaries must be set, especially when people marry, because then you have a new family that should be your new priority. But oftentimes, the things we love about a person is what will most likely cause issues. E.g., you like a person because they are generous, but then you hate that they give to their family and others. Very funny. You got granted the wisdom to live life. And she goes ahead and says, just be a supportive partner and reduce the size of your entitlement. It reeks. Now, I was thinking that this was going to be the end of the conversation. And she goes, sorry, but if you have a decent parent and you're one of those who say, I don't owe my parents anything, I didn't force them to birth me. Well, you're just ungrateful and selfish. It's not about being a retirement plan. It's about being a grateful person. There's nothing you could ever give your parents that would compare or replace the sacrifice they've made over the years. So many times they put their dreams on hold for us to shine. Then you grow up and say retarded things like that. Before you make a marriage proposal or accept one these days, check your partner's online footprints, especially on Twitter, because that's where many people actually expose their ideologies and how they think. You can tell by the kind of posts they agree with and their views on topical issues and how they argue with strangers. Because every day I read things that amaze my brain and render me speechless, like, this is someone's serious guy or babe. God. Oh God. He said, if you have a decent partner that is teachable and willing to grow with you in all aspects of life, I am begging you, hold them tight to don't follow social media standards to do things and make decisions you will enter gutter. And make decisions else you enter gutter. The quality of material out there these days will shock your intestine. And this just isn't bands. And it didn't stop there. I'll bash you today. You say, no, you're not settling. Yes, social media has made settling a sin, but you are being sensible. You are making allowance for your partner to be a human being. They will never be perfect, and neither will you. But two imperfect people can build something very good. Water your own grass. This isn't for abusive relationships. So. People must grow together because growth never ends. Have a growth mindset, a solution mindset, a resolution mindset. Everything is not about walking away, especially for very dumb reasons. Again, you enter gutter if you are not careful. So this was what, and then when I now attacked her, she now said, "Boya, I should start podcasting." I'm like, if you try it, I will punch your nose. But come to think of it, though, whatever she said was right to an extent. Well, not to an extent. She had like 80% valid points. And if you really follow what social media is all about right now, trust me, sister, brother, you will lose at the game of life. I am not saying this lightly. I'm saying you need to know what works for you, and don't just copy people just because you feel, oh, that is the life I should be living. That is the kind of things I should. Those are the kind of things I should. Have you seen your limits? Have you tested your limits? Have you seen what you can afford? I see a lot of people wanting to jump into places that they cannot afford just because. I mean, that's not what it should be. You should be content, number one. Be grateful for the people, the things you have in your life, number two. And then you should have hope that wherever you are going, in fact, you should have a direction first before you have hope. Because if you do not have a direction, there is no hope for you. Me, I will say my own, small. Anyways, I don't want to make this podcast long today. I just want to say my mind. And these are one of the reasons why I have not talked about relationship on this podcast, because what works for person A might not work for person B. And what works for person A and B might not work for person B and D and E, or whatever it is. Anyways, I love you all. Have a wonderful and fulfilling day. Bye.